Legal 20. It appears that few days thereafter, that is, on 28th June 2000, the father of the deceased submitted a written complaint to the Secretary, Home Department, Government of Karnataka. On the basis of this complaint, fresh investigation to find out the cause of death was started. The body of Dr. Prasad was exhumed and again medically examined. Even the said examination did not implicate anybody. However, the father of the deceased persisted with his complaint, which led to a constitution of a committee of 5 expert doctors, which gave its report, Exhibit P36. Further investigation was carried out on that basis, and ultimately on 23rd January 2002, charge sheet was submitted in the court. In this charge sheet filed by the police after investigation, it was alleged that a prima facie case against all the three accused persons was made out under section 306 and 365 read with section 34 IPC. A1 was arrested on 23rd January 2002 itself and was released on bail on 6 March 2002. Thereafter, charges were framed by the Court of Sessions on 19 February 2004 under sections 306 and 365 read with section 34 IPC against all three accused. Trial proceeded on the basis of these charges. Para. In all, 27 witnesses were examined, which included 7 police officers, 4 doctors and 2 narcotics experts. When PW26 was examined on 25th July 2006, thereafter an implication was filed by the prosecution under section 216 of the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973 into bracket hereinafter referred to as the code bracket over for framing of additional charge under section 302 IPC. This application was resisted by the accused persons. However, their objections were rejected, and on 30th September 2006, the trial court framed alternative charge under section 302 IPC read with section 34 IPC as mentioned above. By that time, 26 witnesses has already been examined. Thereafter, only one more witnesses, that is PW27 Babul Reddy, Deputy Superintendent of the Police, was examined. The statement of accused persons under section 313 of the code was also recorded, but the trial court convicted all the three accused persons under section 302 IPC read with section 34 IPC and also under section 364 IPC read with section 34 IPC. What follows from the above is that the appellant were not convicted of the original charge framed either under section 306 or section 365 IPC. Instead of section 306 IPC, the appellant were convicted in respect of alternative charge under section 302 IPC. The other offence for which they were charged was under section 365 IPC, but the conviction was recorded under section 364 IPC on the ground that even when the charge framed was under section 365 IPC, the evidence produced by the prosecution shows existence of all ingredients under section 364 IPC. Para. The appellants filed a common appeal against the said conviction, taking a specific plea to the effect that there could not have been any conviction under Section 302 IPC in this regard. It was also pleaded that the alternative charge under Section 302 IPC was wrongly framed without following the procedure under Section 216 and 217 of the Code, and therefore the entire trial, in so far as conviction under Section 302 IPC is concerned, stood vitiated. It was further argued that there could not have been any conviction under Section 364 IPC as well, in the absence of any specific charge under this section. The appellants also challenged the conviction on merits. Para. The High Court in detail discussed the merits of the case and did not find favor with the arguments of the appellants. It is not necessary for us to go into this aspect, as we find that the trial which is conducted on the basis of which conviction is recorded under Section 302 IPC is clearly vitiated, as the same is in violation of the mandatory procedure prescribed under Section 216 and 217 of the Code. Para. Joinder of charges. The bare reading of Section 216 reveals that though it is permissible for any court to alert or add to any charge at any time before judgment is pronounced, certain safeguards looking into the interest of the accused person who is charged with the additional charge or with the alteration of the additional charge are also provided specifically under subsection 3 and 4 section 216 of the Code. Subsection 3 in no certain term stipulates that with the alteration or addition to charge, if any prejudice is going to be caused to the accused in his absence, defense, or the prosecutor in the conduct of the case, the court has to proceed with the trial as if it altered or added the original charge by terming the additional or alternative charge as original charge. Over. Total words 915.